I'm here with my buddy Larry. I don't know why I was going to say Larry. Hi there, little one. I We have a guest star with the guest star. Why don't you say hi?
Say hi, baby. She's not feeling good today.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, little one.
There she goes.
So today we were going to touch topic on some more paranormal. We were going to do one on Mothman and also the Jersey Devil and touch base on even Amityville tonight. But first, let's get this going. See if I can. I got in this particular today. Let's see what we got here.
I've been wanting to see this bad.
Oh, the box is damaged. Kind of. Crunched, at least. Ooh, the McConaughey. This is going to be cool. That is going to be bad. Like, the arms alone, and then all of the, like, just look at that.
That is a sweet kit.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Most IBO kits are fun, but this one takes place after the fall of the original Iron Blood game. And that's not all we have tonight. I also have this. So, this particular one is part of the new Build Meta series. This one I got from Gundam Shoppers Network. The other, I got one other in early today, and I will show that here in a minute. But, so shout out to Gundam Shoppers Network. Oh, look.
Oh, sweet.
And, oh, here we go. Build Strike. Yeah. Galaxy Exceeded. Yes, unfortunately, this is an entry grade.
Those are
but it will still be fun.
Yes.
The Build Strike is one of my favorite kits. I am only one kit away from having all of those now. And that kit is the Cosmos. I really, really want a Cosmos. So if anybody out in the ether hears that and decides to send me one, cool. I'd really appreciate it. You might even get a guest spot on my show.
Hell yeah.
Let's see what we got here. So this is going to be even my first entry grade build.
My first entry and last was the Grandpa.
Oh, the OG. I hear that one has a full weapon loadout.
That's the one I have now. I had to get that sweet.
All right, so it looks like most of the armor. Oh, that's 2 runners right there. And then it looks like we've got the rest of it. Like, interesting to say the least. So 5 runners altogether.
That's not bad.
No, not bad at all. And what's interesting about this one is a beam saber rifle combination.
Sweet.
So basically, they took one from the build strike from what was it? Strike Freedom, Perfect Strike Freedom. That's what it was. Perfect Strike Freedom, and they just made it smaller. Then we'll do this one.
That's. Ooh.
This is a thicken.
I think that's
So
going to be my
almost
next purchase whenever I can.
so this one I just so happened to come across on Amazon. Sometimes they might be a little more expensive on certain kits.
Right.
Sometimes it's like this. This one I got for like 28 and some change, and that's including tax.
Wow, that's not bad at all.
No, it's not. I don't think so anyways. I mean,
No, that's good.
I've seen this kit go for a lot more. This is definitely got a lot of. This one's gonna have a lot of moving parts. I already know.
Yep.
Holy Spectania Spartan shit. Like, holy cow. Wow.
Wow, look at the size of that V-fin.
Look at
Jeez.
this. I know.
Yeah.
All right, so not as bad as I thought, but still, there's 3, 4, 5, 6 runners here for this one.
That's sweet.
Yeah, but like my question is the main that big sword. There it is. And then all the like, oh man, this is gonna be. So the reason I bought this kit and the other kit that I'm about to get out was because yes, they're getting bashed together a little bit, slightly at first to kind of see what I can do because I've also have a Cremolis Vindar and a fourth form Barb. So parts from those might get incorporated into this.
Nice.
But this is the Azeroth. Wow. There's a lot of parts just to the weapons.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, the Azeroth was a pretty cool Gundam.
Is
The
that
design
one
of
after too, or is that before?
Azeroth is part of the original IBO, like the crew. It's the one that has the big freaking knife and the big hand on the one hand. The big, it has the dual fighting knives, the big knife that he called the Wreck-It Wrench.
Okay. I think I do remember that. It's been a while
He's
since
the
I
one that
watched
has
that.
the
Yeah.
giant. Like I said, he's the one that has the giant hand on one side of it. Like, see this shield right here?
Yep.
It has a hand underneath it.
Sweet.
And then it has a whole, like, it has an arm off to the side to it, where it looks like a shield over the arm, but that's a hidden arm. Like, if you look at it right here, this is an arm, and then there's a big hand right over here.
Badass.
Yeah, but that's it. You look right there.
Badass.
But yeah,
That's cool.
it's like I could see somebody turning this suit if they were gonna do like a superhero build. This being Hellboy suit.
Yeah. could see that for sure. I want to get the amazing Barbatos, the red one. That'd be the last one I got to get, and I got to get that one too.
Well, you see, I could see that one being equipped, like being bashed with the Psycho Geosaur. That's what it was.
Okay, that would be sweet.
Yeah, like the Psycho Geosaur was one of the bad guy mechas that I always thought was kind of interesting, along with the Berserk further. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty gritty of the nitty gritty.
Which not to mess you up there. Which one of those are you gonna start first?
Well, hold on. I've got to. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta get screen share up and going. Okay, here. All right, so let's start off with something not a lot of people know about. Let's go with the Jersey Devil. Okay.
Yeah, that's a new one for me too, and it's super interesting.
So originally, the Jersey Devil was thought of as kind of a crackpot theory of trying to explain a misshapen child, and later on, like it took off on its own. No one really knows the whole truth. Some people in the Christian religious believe it was a child of a witch and a demon. There's been lots of activity, but as you can see, this is what we got so far. New Jersey, Philadelphia folklore, also known as the Leeds Devil. Pine Barns in the forest of Pine Barns and in South Jersey. Biped creature with hooves. Is like the one thing that they can kind of agree on, that like all the things like eye accounts agree on with. It's all supposed to be bat-like with wings, horns, like traditional, like people trying to scratch at belief of what could be. I guess, I don't know, goes right along with demon type of look.
Yeah, it definitely looks devilish for sure.
Well, everything back then was looked that if it wasn't what people believed in right back then, it was always of the devil back then. And unfortunately, I see that beginning to come back into thing.
I agree.
So if we look right here,
The winged spear spirit.
if we look right there, this is supposed to be where the creature was born at.
Oh, so this was something born and not manifested then.
Yes. So like this is like, from what I understand, technically mystical being and human are not, that is purely mystical, is not supposed to be able to conjoin or be intimate and have an offspring. It's kind of like lions and tigers and bears having an orgy and all three of them come out with some variation of child. It's like that. It's 1 in a million chance, even if the person were to become pregnant. there's an even astronomically higher odds of the child even coming to fruition, let alone surviving.
Wow.
And this happened in 1909. Was this picture of this Jersey Devil drawing? So 1735 was right around the time that this creature was born, went into labor, transformed into a creature with hooves, goat's heads, bat wings, and a forked tail. Growling and screaming, the child beat everyone with tails before flying into the chimney, heading straight into the pines.
Jesus.
Supposedly, a witch child father was the devil himself. So, yeah, like I said, the state local clergyman suspiciously attempted to exorcise the creature from Pine Barns.
Wow. So they.
Yeah, so they just pissed. If this is a creature of the old world beliefs and ways, they're not going to. If it has a physical body and it chooses the ways of evil, there is only one thing you can do. You either lock it away or you completely dispatch it, which would be the safer way to do it. Because if it's manifesting things like that, be able to do things like this, I hate to be that kind of person, but yeah.
Yeah, dispatching it would definitely be.
But if it can change its mind and become a being of light, we'll say, for all pretense of purposes, that's a whole nother thing.
So does it still exist?
Apparently it's still seen to this. It's been seen from time to time, but nothing really concrete. Brian Regal, historian of the science at Kean University, theorizes the story of Mother Leeds rather than begins based on single historical person originated from the colonies of South New Jersey. Religious disputes became the subject of folklore and gossip among the local population. Well, that is very, like, back then in the 20th century, if you ever heard the words demon or witch, yeah, everybody was talking about it. I mean, this is
Right.
during the time of the Salem witch trials and stuff of that nature. Like, you get any, like, yeah.
You got
You
called a witch for anything.
Yeah, you look at somebody cross-eyed, you witch, and that's all it took.
Right. I could see where this could get spun way out of control or added. I don't know.
Back then it was also the beginning of, times of where certain things that weren't around to everywhere else in the world was beginning to become like more. It was becoming a time of where the world was becoming open to itself.
Right.
Like the oceans were just beginning to get navigated really heavily and stuff like that. So yeah, all this was really, yeah. Okay, so much like the mother Leeds of Jersey Devil's myth, Daniel Leeds, the third wife, had been giving birth to 9 children, a large number of children, even for the time. Leeds' second wife and first daughter. Wow.
That's
Sorry, that was probably
crazy.
loud. Like, I know that sounds like that. That's just crazy, even in this day and age of where you never know what's going to be going on. That's still crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Both died during childbirth. Leeds and his family were permanent in South Jersey, Pine Barrens, Burns area. Loyal souvenir to the strong alliance to the British Crown. Oh shit!
Damn, this
He
goes
had
deep.
surveyed and acquired land in the Egg Harbor area, located with Pine Barrens. Land was inherited by Leeds' son family is known to as Leeds Point. Leeds area in Point Barnes, most currently associated with the Jersey Devil legend. I apologize, y'all. I forgot to turn my ringer off.
Super cool ringer.
Yeah, but still annoying
Yeah.
as hell when you're trying to do something like this or something or other. Basically, what I'm reading here is he probably pissed off somebody that was loyal to the country.
Yep.
17th, like during the 17th century, English Quakers established settlement in South Jersey. Those people were heavily persecuted too.
Were they?
16, yes, like Quakers, yeah, they're still they're anti violence. Like they are completely against violence. Even if you were raping his wife and killing his children, he would do nothing type of person.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like they're not allowed to even talk mean to anyone.
Huh.
You can be stern, but using hateful, spiteful words is just as bad as a closed fist in their eyes. At least that's what I have come to believe as it is. Oh, wait a minute.
I always assumed they were kind of common.
Quakers deem the astrological and assumptions to pagan or blasphemous and allowances were concerned destroyed and then local Quaker community. So basically anything, yeah.
That's crazy.
So basically we've got somebody establishing new ways right off the further concerned as blasphemous or heretical by the Philadelphia Quaker meetings. Leeds continued to disrupt the Quaker community, convicting all I don't know how to say that word, monarchs to dispute Leeds in the South New Jersey Quaker Lord Cornbury, despite among Quaker communities. Like this guy's basically, yeah, anti-Quaker act. Satan's harbinger encountered. Apparently, this is like their own tactics. So Daniel Leeds, the publicly accused Leeds of working for the devil. They openly said, "You're of the devil." Poor Reed Almanac. Wow. Oh, so this guy basically created the almanac. And because of this, all these people are bagging on him because of this.
Oh shit. So this is,
yeah, this guy created the almanac, and because of all this, it's been called Leeds family crest, masthead of his almanacs. Leeds family's decrepit of a wyvern, a bat-winged dragon-like legendary creature, stands upright, two-clawed feet, ringed notes of wyverns. Leeds family crest. Resentment. All right. So, thing is, wyverns are classically known to the Norse people. One was also said to fly up and grab a hold of Odin, the Allfather, the big guy himself, the king of all Norse gods.
huh.
Now, this creature to have the gall to do that to Odin himself, woo-wee, that's some ballsy stuff right there. Because me personally, I may be immortal, but I still wouldn't want to do that to the Allfather. Not only does he have knowledge and wisdom and how to use it, he's also the god. The head god decides, okay, this is worth fighting for. Let's go. And guess who he sends in automatically? Thor, the god of, oh, I've got big muscles. I can pound you to death. The champion of Asgard. Yeah,
Right.
I'm good on that. I'm not going to have all these beans come down on my head.
No, not like that.
But yet the Wyvern does it. So creatures like that that people take these types of creatures and they make it basically kind of, how can I say, larger than life.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me too.
And there is another type of creature out there called a topa, which basically it is just a manifestation of psychic energy that basically takes physical form of whatever it is thought to be. So basically, if there was like 300 powerful psychics in an area thinking that the stick with a certain mark on it is a miniature Michael Jackson doing the Thriller dance, and then it manifests, there you go. So basically what I'm getting at is the Jersey Devil could be a topa or something of that type of manifestation.
Right.
There's other things out there it could be. For all we know, it could be Loki just dancing around going, oh, you guys are real smart, aren't you?
Look what I did.
Look what I did, Dodan. I'm a spot whisper. Oh, I apologize, Loki. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
And he's just probably up there going, I've already made you do it, son. You already did it. Anyways.
Here it comes.
Meanwhile, at the Confectatorium. Alright, so tonight we're gonna clip out the stuff that I really want to use while we do this. But why don't you open up the PDF and start reading some off?
On which one?
The Jersey Devil. And down to the right. Hold on, I gotta stop screen sharing. You might want to screen share too.
Figure out how to do that.
It's where it says
That's it.
React. Yeah, it says chat, screen share, then React. Yeah, I had to take I wanted to step back from the eclipse, kind of give it a break. I didn't want to burn out on it and then just have it sitting there forever, not get it done. Oh! That sucked.
And it's not pulling up the PDF. What the? Sorry, guys. I'm new to this.
What are you doing? Like, run me through what you're doing. Remember, IT.
Let me see. I don't even know what I've done with the PDF now.
You know,
Oh, boy.
what? Smut butt. What?
Anyway, I got one pulled up on my phone here.
Well,
It's not going to work though.
like, oh,
Here, I got it right here.
Wow. This is
What
gonna
is
be a pain in the
what is that
ass.
one?
This is the Azeroth. Like, I'm going to like this kit, but I'm also gonna hate it. I can already
I
tell.
see that.
I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. It's either going to be really, really fun and not as bad as I think it's going to be, or it's going to be horrible and horrendous. Either way, it's going to get built.
All right, here we go. Is it up? I can't. Do you see the screen on there?
Yeah, yes, I can actually. Very good, very good, very good.
Oh, I'm not seeing it on my side now.
You got to bring it up in your own window. Fun
So that's wow.
Like, how am I? Like, I don't know what you're reading, man. Like, you're not reading out loud.
All I see is you. Now it's you can see it, right?
Yeah, like, you're right at the where I was, where it says wings and tail and all that. It's
Oh,
about it.
okay, here, let me try this.
Like, um, son of a biscuit biscuit.
There we go. I
Okay,
figured it out. Yay.
yay, biscuit.
All right, what part do you want to get on?
Like, you want to scroll down past the leads. Like, you want to go towards reported sighting is probably where you want to go to.
There we
Oh,
go.
well, yeah.
All right, there have been many claims of sightings and occurrences involving the Jersey Devil. According to legend, while visiting the Hanover Mill Works to inspect his cannonballs being forged, Commodore Stephen Decatur sighted a flying creature and fired a cannonball directly upon it to no effect. Wow, did that mean he hit it?
Yeah,
Joseph,
if he hit it. Yeah.
yeah, if he hit Joseph Bonaparte, I wonder if he was related right here, elder brother of Napoleon, is also claimed to have seen the Jersey Devil while hunting on his Bordentown estate about 1820. During 1840, the Jersey Devil was blamed for several livestock killings. Similar attacks were reported during 1841, accompanied by tracks and screams. So I wonder, like, that's still a thing today with, um, livestock killings.
Yeah.
Uh,
From what I understand, from time to time, there still is, but
I don't think it's related to this, but that's just kind of
it might be, though.
could
That's
be.
what I'm trying to say. It's a possibility either way. Like, it could be something else. It could be the Jersey Devil. Like, I don't know, man. Like,
Right, right, or something similar to it.
well,
Um,
like, going back to another topic of discussion that we've talked about several thousand times, like, it could be our own extraterrestrial people coming down and, probing the fart box again, if that's
it's
really what they're doing.
if that's what right, if that's what they're doing.
Like, I'm still with an agreement with how much can you learn from a fart?
Right, I'm kind of on the same page as that too. That's
Like, why would
like
they probe the fart box of?
like right, you're like so technologically advanced and you're worried about a fart box. I mean, they may not
Like,
have one and curious about it
I don't know, but it's funny. That's all I need to know.
though. So, in Greenwich Township in December 1925, a local farmer shot an unidentified animal as it attempted to steal his chickens and then photographed the corpse. Oh, hold on a second. This gentleman up here fired a cannonball directly up upon it to no effect. So I'm wondering if he hit it. Anyway, that kind of got me a little stupid there for a second. Afterward, he claimed that one of 100 people he showed it to could identify it. On July 27, 1937, an unknown animal with red eyes, seen by residents of downtown Pennsylvania, was compared to the Jersey Devil by a reporter for the Pennsylvania Bulletin of July 28, 1937. In 1951, a group of Gibbstown, New Jersey boys claimed to have seen a monster matching the devil's description, and claims of a corpse matching the Jersey Devil's description arose in 1957. Hmm, that's crazy. During 1960, tracks and noises heard near Mays Landing were claimed to be from the Jersey Devil. During the same year, the merchants around Camden offered a $10,000 reward for the capture of the Jersey Devil, even offering to build a private zoo to house the creature if it was captured.
Alive.
But see, that goes back to what you were saying. That's probably actually not a bad idea. You capture it and lock
Well,
it away.
yeah, there are some things you don't. There are some things that in death you just empower it even more. I'm not saying that this necessarily is one of those things, but sometimes it's if you don't know anything about it, if you can't leave it alone, it's best just to, like I said, lock it away and forget about it.
This could
Because,
be,
yeah,
I mean,
it could go either way. Like,
I would prefer it to be locked away and nobody view this thing no more, but I don't know.
like, or at least put it on an island far, far away from the rest of mankind. If not, like that, I can see as well. But still, there is so much that could go wrong with that.
So much that can go wrong with that. I mean, you're talking about potentially releasing this thing out
Oh,
further.
there's other things that could go wrong as well, like the entire crew getting stranded with this thing because it knocks a hole in the side, and you never know out in the ocean back then. They could have come across any number of things, and there are creatures out in the ocean too.
Right.
Then there's the
Things
Devil's
we don't know about.
Triangle. There's the Devil's Triangle and Bermuda Triangle. Yeah, we're not going to step into that one right
No,
now.
not yet. Right. This could potentially get far worse than what it is.
Yes, this is true, but still, at the end of the day, there are other there. Yeah, why stir the hornet's nest? That's all I've got to say, really.
I'm on the same page as that too. Why do something like that? Especially because first of all, we don't understand it fully, and then you know how humans are pig-headed and make it far worse than it is.
There's a lot of that happens, yes, and a lot of the times, what we don't understand is something we fear. And that is something we need to get out of our systems, because pretty soon I've got a feeling like we're gonna find out one way or another that we're either not alone in the universe or we're not alone in the multiverse. One of the two.
One of the two. Absolutely. Wave of sightings in 1909. This seems interesting. During the week of January 16th to the 23rd, 1909, newspapers published hundreds of claims encountered with the Jersey Devil from all over South Jersey and Philadelphia area, excuse me. Among these alleged encounters were claims the creature attacked a trolley car in Hayden Heights and a social club in Camden. Excuse me. Police in Camden and Bristol, Pennsylvania supposedly fired on the creature to no effect. I kind of wish they would, like up here with the cannonball thing. I mean, did they actually hit it or not?
Well, with
Wish
no
there was a little
effect
more
back
in
then.
that. Huh?
Back then, with little effect means that it was not a successful hit, or it did little damage.
Okay, that makes sense. I think, yeah. Other reports initially concerned unidentified footprints in the snow, but soon sightings of resembling the Jersey Devil were being reported throughout South Jersey as far away as Delaware and western Maryland. The widespread newspaper coverage created fear throughout the Delaware Valley, prompting a number of schools to close and workers to stay home. Vigilant groups and groups of hunters roamed the pines and countryside in search of the devil. During this period, it is rumored that the Philadelphia Zoo posted a $10,000 reward for the creature. The offer prompted a variety of hoaxes, including a kangaroo equipped with artificial claws and bat wings. Come on, man! You didn't think nobody would catch on to that?
Back then, it probably worked for a little bit.
I could see that. I mean, yeah. I mean, people did sell snake oil as healing agent, so I get it.
Oh, there was a lot worse than that. Some people got real freaking bone nasty with it, and they 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 really dosed up the alcohol back then.
Yes, this is true.
And I'm not talking like Aunt Jemima, like buttermilk, muskrat, like mermaid, whatever type concoction number 99 from around the way. No, I'm talking like you'll be lucky if you come back from this type of trip, Brownie.
Wow.
Like, they didn't bother watering it down or anything. They just said, y'all are gonna pay.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh shit.
Skeptics believe the Jersey Devil to be nothing more than a creative manifestation upon the imaginations of the early English settlers in South Jersey.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll believe that.
With plausible natural explanations, including boogeyman stories created and told by bored Pine Barren residents as a form of children's entertainment. Byproduct of the historical local disdain for the Leeds family, this identification of unknown animals and rumors based on common negative perceptions of the local rural population of Pine Barren. See, I was about to say that because when you were talking earlier about the guy on the almanac and all that, I mean, I guess it's possible either way. I could see where someone would want to destroy their family and whatnot was some BS or misunderstanding, a new animal to in the new world. But I mean, it's possible, I guess. I mean,
Well, like, as it came down to it, like, basically the guy that created the almanac cursed him, like, cursed the people that were around him, is what it said.
right.
Like, like, he called down judgment on these people and said, if I won't have judgment when I leave this earth for me, my descendants will. That's just not one generation then.
No.
See, when you write a spell and you want it to be correct, you have to say it in your own words. Hold on, give me a second here. So with saying that, if I were to want the spell to work, I would use words that were familiar to me. To curse a whole generation, like to have descendants in the word, in the phrasing, that's
It's
kind of
some,
oddly particular.
what I mean, I kind of want to go and see what this dude did to these people. I mean, why they were so mad at him.
They ridiculed him, they shamed him, they called him the devil. They
Right.
said he was the devil. He was
That's
working with the devil. Back then, you get accused of that anywhere that had someone that's gone there that knows you or was from around the same towns and parts from you back there, and they see you there, it's going to spread through that town. Then the
like
town after
wildfire.
that, the town after that. Pretty soon, you're like Will Smith back in that 1990 movie. You know the one I'm getting at?
Thinking, what 1990?
Public Enemy of State.
Okay. It's been a long time on that one.
Yeah. Then you got scenarios like that coming around. Back then, you get called a devil. It wasn't because you were being a scoundrel and a sneak, and you got caught with the butcher's wife. No,
Hmm.
it's like the sex offender list in this day and age.
Right.
Yeah, your ass is grass, Mr. Postman.
Yep, and you're gone.
Yeah,
You're gonna burn you at the stake or drown you.
pretty much. You're looking at public execution at minimum of some kind, and it's not going to be pleasant to you. It's going to be pleasant to everyone else, but not for you. No, it's going to be horrid, and it's going to be like, by nowadays standards, if we were to make a video of it, it wouldn't get made because we couldn't publicly put it out there. It would be
Right.
considered a snuff film.
Well, yeah, that's back then was. I mean, that
Public
was their.
executions were the shit back then. Like, it was it was what everyone looked forward to when
Right.
it was supposed to happen.
Like
Like,
Coliseum.
yeah, it was like, oh, there's a public execution, we're going then.
Yeah,
The whole
Netflix.
family was supposed to be there.
Yeah, you're actually looked down on if you weren't there.
hmm It's kind of like with certain creatures, like certain things back during the medieval times. If there was in certain countries, there was laws like, if you were a house, a member of the royal house, and you survived and somehow got to a neighboring kingdom that was an ally, and everybody else in these other countries were told that you were dead by the guy that raided, like the kingdom that raided, like conquered your lands, you could call a tribunal of the kingdoms and would be like, look, he didn't kill everybody off, and they would take that kingdom and give it to the kingdom, the king that had fallen,
Right.
supposedly. You know, there was stuff like that back then. Like there's crazy laws throughout the whole age that are really stupid.
Those laws still exist.
There are certain laws that still do exist, like certain people. If you're like it's not so much a written law, but if you get
Right.
if you get told by someone, like, say you got told, like, before you met your mom and you'd never met your mom before in your life, and you get ready to meet her, and then somebody comes out of the blue and says, oh, by the way, your mom is a witch.
Oof.
What would you do?
I mean, yeah.
Kind of fuck shit up.
And you would believe it.
Kind of fuck shit up, though, don't it?
Yeah, very much.
Some people, it would totally throw off the perception of that person. Not that that is the right thing to do, because it's not. Like, you shouldn't, just because you don't understand someone's ways doesn't mean you got the right to bag on them as well.
Right. You can't demonize what you don't understand.
And that's the thing with the world. If you don't understand it, you're supposed to not try to understand it. You're supposed to ridicule it, and somehow that makes it go away.
That's what they say, but it doesn't. It tends
Well,
to make things worse.
if that was the case, then gay people wouldn't be around anymore. Neither would a lot of things, actually. You know, like rock and roll, heavy metal, a lot of forms of art that we have today. In fact, a lot of artists from back then wouldn't even exist today. Like,
Right.
we have the 13th Chapel, stuff like that.
Yeah, they would immediately be
They would have been executed.
right.
People don't understand, just because it's not understood at this point in time doesn't mean it should be eradicated or anything.
Well,
But some point in times, there are places and times to where it's apparent that things are dark and evil. And apparently this guy thought he was wrong so much in his life.
you know, it's funny, because that still goes on today.
He called karma. That's that particular, whatever he did, I'm pretty freaking sure he made a deal. I'm pretty sure he made a deal with a demon to get this to happen. Because I don't see any normal human on this plane of existence that can pull that kind of power.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has something nefarious happening for sure. I mean, whether it was a deal or giving himself to something.
That would still be part of a deal. Either way, it's his soul. If he made a deal with a demon, either way,
He could have made the deal where it's not necessarily his soul, it's somebody else's. Just as long as he gave one. Is that possible?
That it would have to be a soul that is extremely precious to you, like your child, or your significant other, the one you're married to. It would have to have been for at least over 3 years sometimes. And believe me when I say, demons always have ways to be able to, if they feel like they're going to get screwed, they're going to take your soul anyways. They have loopholes upon loopholes.
Right. Yeah, there's always...
We're talking about creatures of pure evil.
Yeah, there's no wheeling and dealing the right way.
No. And people don't also, like, there are creatures out there that have been made to look like they are good creatures this day and age. Like jinn. No, not genies, jinn. They're not good creatures. Yes, they grant wishes. No, they do not do it because, like, they get your soul either way. You can say, no, you do not get my soul. They still get your soul. And
Right.
the only thing that varies from person to person is how long the people live.
Huh. Is that because of...
Jinns, to grant a wish, they kill the person that that asked for it to happen. The person that's asking for the wish is the soul that gets sacrificed to cause the wish to come true.
I'll be damned. I never thought of that. I didn't realize that.
Hence why they say be careful what you wish for.
Huh.
And there's been, like, now that the cryptids are coming back to popularity, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on that's being found out. Like, some people are swearing that they're seeing certain lights out in the where there was an archaeological find not too long ago of a lamp being found.
Of the what?
A lamp. This particular lamp is known as a death lamp. Death lamps are what jinn were found are bound to trap them.
Okay, I got you. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So basically, like, they found an actual death lamp, and because of this find, it's kind of like a trigger for prophecies. So there's a bunch of prophecies going on that the end of the world is getting ready to happen.
Right.
Which is another reason I started doing this, like, this show, is because it's eventually going to go into stuff like that. But anyways, keep reading.
Let's see. The frightening reputation of the Pine Barrens may indeed have contributed to the Jersey Devil legend. Historically, the Pine Barrens was considered inhospitable land. Gangs of highwaymen, such as politically disdained loyalists, brigands known as pine robbers, were known to rob and attack travelers through the Barrens. During the 18th century and the 19th century, residents of the local Pine Barrens were deemed the dregs of or outcasts of society. Poor farmers, fugitives, brigands, Native Americans, poachers, moonshiners, runaway slaves, and deserting soldiers. So-called Pineys have sometimes foisted certain fighting stories about themselves and the Pine Barrens to discourage outsiders and intruders from entering the Barrens. Pineys were further demonized and vilified after two eugenics studies were published during the early 20th century, which depicted Pineys as congenital idiots, sorry for that word, and criminals, as seen in research performed on the Kallikak family by Henry H. Goddard, which is now considered biased, inaccurate, unscientific, and most likely falsified.
Yeah, probably.
You think so?
Well, at some point in time, even what we have today as scientific fact will more than likely be disproven as scientific biased or just a false positive, or a halfway belief, half baked, or something like that. Basically, everything that we have as fact now these days, that basically everything will be disproven.
Right. In some
Or so it's said.
right. Um, due in part to their isolated and undeveloped nature, the Pine Barrens have themselves fostered various folk legends apart from the Jersey Devil. Many other legends are associated with the Pine Barrens. Supernatural creatures and ghosts said to haunt the pine forest include the ghost of their pirate captain Kidd, who supposedly buried treasure in the Pine Barrens and is sometimes allegedly seen in the company of the Jersey Devil. Really? The ghost of the Black Doctor, the benevolent spirit of an African American doctor who, after being forbidden from practicing medicine due to his race, entered the Pine Barrens to practice medicine in the isolated communities of the Barrens and is said to still come to the aid of lost or injured travelers. The ghost of the Black Dog, which unlike many Black Dog legends is usually portrayed as harmless. The ghost of the golden-haired girl, the spirit of a girl who is said to be staring out into the sea, dressed in white, mourning the loss of her lover at sea. And the white stag, a ghostly white deer said to rescue travelers in the Barrens from danger. Oh, that's cool.
That's kind of funny. You know what that particular stag is in pagan lore and pagan culture?
Hmm.
The king of the fae.
Okay. It's the same thing. It helps people.
He's also known to bring back like life into the forest and regulate what gets healed, what doesn't, what grows, where it grows. Like he is of nature. He is one with nature. So basically, wherever this thing would go, if it is what I think it is, there would be an abundance of life in the plant life and
Right.
fertility of the animals and things of that nature.
Hmm. There are also folk tales concerning the Blue Hole, an unusual clear blue and rounded body of water located in the Pine Barrens between Monroe Township, Gloucester County, and Winslow Township, Camden County, and often associated with the Jersey Devil.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Jeff Bruner of the Humane Society of New Jersey thinks the sandhill crane is particularly the basis of the Jersey Devil. Let's see what that looks like. I don't think so. I mean, that clearly looks like a bird. Hmm. There are no photographs, no bones, no hard evidence whatsoever, and worst of all, no explanation of its origins that doesn't require belief in the supernatural. I mean, if this thing is of supernatural things, I mean, there wouldn't be bones or carcass.
No, because it would still be alive.
Right.
Beans that are of like basically dog ears, reverse dog ears, quadruple reverse dog ears. Like there's no real way to judge like how it views its perception of time for it compared to us,
Right.
because we still don't understand time to its fullest ability ourselves.
This is true.
To be honest, it might be a delusion of ours for all we know.
That is very true. I mean, time in some sense, the way we view it is man-made. Time and space is different.
Well,
And in this sense, I mean, that would be totally different than the way we perceive things.
all I'm saying is that like that we for what we view a year could be a mere 24 seconds or something. Like it's like we don't understand it. Like Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way to wrap the mind around something like that.
No, it's a whole. It's one of a kind as far as we know.
That's
As
cool.
far as we know, there is only one of these things in existence. And I say things unfortunately, yes, because I cannot describe if it is male, female, or whatever. For all I know, it could be asexual like Godzilla and reproduce by farting out an egg and then looking at it for 3 seconds and out pops the little one. I don't know.
Right, right. Outdoorsman and author Tom Brown Jr., spent several seasons living in the wilderness of the Pine Barrens. He recounts occasions when terrified hikers mistook him for the Jersey Devil after he
All right,
covered his whole body in mud.
let's skip forward to more modern, like a little bit more modern, like a little bit more like in the 80s or 90s, as far as the time, like eyewitness reports.
Let's see what we got. There, let's see. Right here, the Jersey Devils of the Eastern Hockey League played from the 1964 until the 1973. Second New Jersey Devils, that's a hockey team. What are we doing here? Oh, that's the culture. Let's see.
No, yeah, that would probably be like, yeah, New Jersey, Jersey Devil. Yeah, freaking close.
That completely makes sense. I've always wondered why they were called the Jersey Devils.
Well, yeah.
No shit.
No shite. You know what? If I wasn't so constipated, I'd go take a William and wipe my Shatner.
Being constipated sucks.
Yeah, we'll just call it spockinated.
Let's see. Mother's
I'd go
leads.
take a William and wipe my Shatner, but I'm all spocked up.
Not good. Let's see. What do we got? I don't see anything nowadays. It's
Well, go to the last known thing then.
Goldenstein in the Encyclopedia of Hoaxes, 1993, noted that the alleged footprints in the Jersey Devil during 1909 resembled a horse's hoof. According to Stein, a man later admitted he had faked some of these footprints. The World's Greatest Hoaxes in 2006 has claimed that Norman Jeffries was involved in hoaxing the Jersey Devil. Why would you do that?
15 minutes of fame.
Yeah. Let's see. Relevant literature. Nope. Yeah, I don't see anything else on this. Why wouldn't?
So we've got one as possible as 2006.
Yes.
All right, so I can understand why people would be skeptic of this particular lore and everything.
I can too, for sure.
Here's my thing though. Like, at the end of the day, you've got to be able to discern what is what. So let's go over the facts. It looks like we had someone that was basically shamed and ridiculed out of the Quaker Society at the beginning of all of this.
Yep.
Fact number two, this person created the almanac, which was the source of his misfortune. And later on, we started having these creature sightings of this particular cryptid.
I mean, this particular one, it could be, per the facts, I mean, it could be made up.
Well, there's still got to be some basis as far as it goes of where they're getting this. I could possibly see the bird because, you know, that bird the crane that was talked about.
Right.
I can understand that.
I think I can too. It has an elongated neck.
It's got the feet. I can see where that could come into play too. And like I said, if this particular creature were what they say it is, then it would that would be a lot of work just to get revenge, because that's and it wouldn't be him in this lifetime that would pay the karma necessarily.
Right.
The blood, when he started this curse, he might have already been paid for it for a couple lifetimes by now, but there's no real way to say he's done either.
Yeah.
I'd hate to be him.
I would hate to be him. I mean, that's
That's a lot of bad. That's a lot of bad energy. He must have really hated those people.
I could see where he could have really hated these people and not understand what he was actually getting himself into. Like you said, like the genies, the wishing. If you wish, you're done. I mean, maybe didn't really fully understand what he was getting himself into. He just saw the pure rage and hatred toward this one individual or the family.
Well, it's probably gonna cost. It's probably still costing him. It's probably always gonna cost him, to be honest. Yeah, that's a lot of bad juju.
Yeah, just
Like I said,
you don't need
that
one.
that's a lot of hate. That's all there is to it. Damn.
I mean, what I wonder. I mean, what did the guy do to him? I mean, or was he jealous?
No, it was the guy got basically, he was ridiculed because he created a book that talked about the sun and the stars and everything,
Yeah,
and
the
their
future.
position of it, and that was considered astrological. He was doing what the Bible said: don't pay attention to the stars and sun and all that. He was doing that. So he was sinning, and he was writing a book about it, which was a huger sin. And then he was shamed out of the church, and then the Quaker community, so forth and so on. It was a never ending cycle at that point. He got shamed right into never coming out of. There was no way that he was ever going to unlive that.
I mean, I guess I could see where that would probably. I mean, if
Yeah, he
I mean, if you're shamed to that point, I mean, anger. I mean, that can be a big, starting point for revenge for being shamed, or I don't know. That's. I would not want to be that guy. Is all I'm saying. I mean,
I wouldn't either, but there's nothing at any point anyone can do after what happened. I mean, everybody else had their part in it. it's beyond that now, so that's probably why that creature isn't seen anymore.
That is possible. I mean, it's already been taken. The debt's paid.
Yeah, all the people that were involved with it are no longer. All right, so let's go on to the next creature, or do you want to do Amityville? I'll leave that part up to you.
Uh, I'm not that familiar with Amityville, so we can do that one if you like.
All right, go ahead. All right, go ahead and bring it up then. If you've got the website on it saved, like, yeah, just type in Amityville.
Yeah, this will be quick. Nope.
Explore.
Yeah, this one I have to admit, I've seen the movies and whatnot, but I'm not that familiar with it because when I first started reading it and you sent me the link,
Yeah.
I couldn't understand, or I didn't understand. I guess the house was owned before by someone, and they're the ones that committed the heinous murders, and then the family bought it, and
Well,
that
it
gentleman
was
went crazy.
it's a generational thing. So basically, what happened is the first owner that had the house on the property was torturing people, like really bad. They supposedly was Native Americans of the land, and he would catch them,
Oh,
and he would catch them on his property, and he would take them down there, and he had a place made up to where he had them chained up and everything, and he'd beat them and everything else. He was a very ugly, violent, horrible person.
vicious person.
Yeah. So
Okay, see that makes sense to me then because I mean, as somebody that I mean, I believe in ghosts and spirits a little different than most, but I do believe in impressions on stuff. When bad shit happens, it just stays.
that is true. And
Like,
unfortunately, something like that unconsecrates the ground which this place is built on.
right,
That is some massively bad juju there.
bad juju, absolutely. That's like, I mean, I view that like the only way a good example I could give is like if you were to go to Auschwitz or something. I could imagine
I
when,
wouldn't want to go there for
right,
one. For
and
two,
that makes sense to me.
yeah, like there's certain things in this world that like I don't think should be done to people.
Yes,
And like you're like if you're going to cause something like that, what caused this? Yeah, you're a bad person. You're evil.
yes.
All right, so hold on. Let's take a break for a moment and before we get into this because I got a feeling this is going to take a minute. Not in a bad way, but
Right.
yeah. This is good. This is a good place to take a topic break, I guess.
Okay. Yep.
All right.
Not great.
Yep.